what's going on? We're coming back for week 3. I'm LMSHL.
I'm Bure,
I'm
and
Beerznsmokes.
I'm CanadianEatFresh.
I'm Parsi.
And that's your you guys' host for this week's show. So,
got
okay,
it.
before I start off with anything, there's a topic that I've been wanting to get off my chest for a couple days now. And since it's my podcast, I'm gonna start with it. So, there's a guy out there. He made some pretty fucked up comments in the players' chat, and I think it needs to be rectified. I don't want an apology. I don't want anything done about it. But I think like us as a league, we need to be better. There was comments made about Shrek personally having cerebral palsy. Now that doesn't affect Shrek. That doesn't hurt Rampy about you know somebody talking about having less or extra chromosomes or whatever the hell he said. I can't remember now. But it does affect other people. And there's actually somebody in this league that does suffer from CP, and it's pretty fucked up to use that against him. So I just want to throw that out there. Like we need to be better as a league. Like you can chirp, you can shit talk, but the moment that you take it cross lines and you take it personal, like we need to be better. I'm glad that we've got the discipline committee to bring that in and shut these guys down. But like keep it to hockey terms. Like we don't need to go that far.
No, hockey chirps is all fun. This is what this community is about. Is the hockey? It's not about personal attacks. So I think it's a good idea to bring in a discipline committee and just watch over that.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was on my chest. It was weighing on me. Um, the guy that I know has that appreciates that I'm bringing it up and talking about it and making a thing, right? Like we don't have to go that far and say these fucked up comments. So you want to call me soft later on, call me soft, but that's where I'm at with it.
Well, we'll call you anything, but that's for another day.
All right, Barry. How did we look this week? What do we have for standings? How was the game of the week? All that. Let's run through it.
Well, let's run through here with the standings. So as of right now, we have Edmonton, who is 15-2-1. Let's also keep in mind them two losses were forfeits with 31 points. And
Show up on
Boston,
time.
Boston, right?
That's 15-0-1-2. Okay, we're gonna make a special section for that forfeit bullshit.
All right.
I'm just saying, just show up
Moving
on time.
on.
Yeah.
Boston, right on the heels. They're 15-3-0 with 30 points. Dallas in third. They're 11-6-1 with 23. And this is where it gets interesting, is that we have a three-way tie in the middle of the pack between Detroit, New Jersey, and Toronto, all with the identical record of 8-10-0 with 16 points. So their games.
I like that. I like how it's shaping up. It's gonna, it's a battle. We got what, one game left of the regular season coming up, and it's gonna be a battle to see who's gonna finish where. And I
There's
love that.
some
I love
big games coming this week. And then right at the bottom, we have the Rangers, who are 4-14-0 with 8 points, and Philly on their heels, 3-14-1 with 7. So there's some things that could change with these games this week that could alter the standings for the playoffs big time.
So it's looking like Dallas is secured third spot. They're not going to move up.
Dallas, they're not moving up. They're not moving down. Dallas is third. It all depends on pretty much whoever falls in that last tie spot is who they're going to play.
Yeah, so we got a battle for first place with 2 games left, and we got a battle for last place with 2 games left. Like, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. So next week, there's some big games coming up. So the Dallas versus Boston, it's not going to affect Dallas in the standings, but what it does with some wins over Boston would definitely take some heat off of Edmonton holding on to first. And then you got the Rangers versus Toronto. So I have some points to make with that. But that's if Toronto can win over the Rangers twice, that would give them a really good shot at pulling in fourth spot.
Yeah, been there, done that. We'll do it again.
And New Jersey plays Philly. Now, if Philly, now here's where it gets interesting. If Toronto can win both their games against the Rangers and Philly can pull out one win against New Jersey, that would put Philly into 7th and New York down at the bottom. And this all depends on if Edmonton beats Detroit both and Detroit gets 0 points, and that, a lot of stuff can happen there, right?
Hey man, I know that we got the commissioner coming on, but that's definitely going to happen. That's definitely 2 wins in the bag for Edmonton. Market.
But there's a lot that could happen with these games next week, especially with the matchups. But
first.
Yeah, so there was one game, really. I mean, there was quite a few games this week, but there was one game in particular that really stood out for me, and that was Toronto versus Boston, and Toronto shutting them out 1-0 with Parsi having 19 saves. I mean, he shut the lights out for them, and on my sights with the game-winning goal in that game, by the way. So shout out to him as well.
Hey, who took that shot that he tipped in, by the way? No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Good for him.
Yeah, so
I want to jump in a second if you let me. But yeah,
but
when you're done.
Toronto dropped a 10 spot on New Jersey this week, which has really catapulted themselves into that 3-way tie. So Toronto had a big week.
Toronto's the hardest working team on the internet right now. I mean, they always start off slow every season, and we battle back. So yeah. I'd like to talk about that Boston series, if you will, or the 2 games. That'd be good.
Yeah,
when I get a chance, I'll let you finish. I'm sorry.
Really, that was pretty much most of my points on that. There was only one other thing that I wanted to point out, and it's not so much as the standing, so much was a statistic. And I want to give a shout out to somebody who hasn't got a shout out yet. Is Rudes, the winger on Edmonton. He is 3rd place in goals, but he has played half the games as the other leaders ahead of him, with 26 goals, 6 hat tricks. So I believe he deserves a shout out for his performance in Edmonton.
He definitely does. But I'm just glad that we're finally working on that R2 button. So that's finally coming around. He's got some assists the last game. I think he picked up like 7 assists in the past 2 games. So I'm proud of you, Rudes. I'm proud of you, buddy.
Yeah, he definitely deserves a shout out for being that high up in the goals category for playing half the amount of games as the 2 leaders in front of him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, for anybody that's been following week to week here, we have brought on a new co-host. We had him on last week, just pretty much just to bring him on and defend all my shit talk, and it's been pretty awesome. I fell in love with his kind of radio voice. So we have Beerznsmokes, or AKA Rid, whatever you want to call him, and yeah, I think you got some points to make there, bud.
Oh yeah, and I wouldn't say I was defending your shit talk. I was countering your shit talk, putting you in your place.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, like, get it right.
But that's all.
Hey, thanks for having me again.
That's all my points I wanted to bring up for this week so far. So if there's anybody else that has some more additional points to bring in, you can have your turn at it.
Only guy I want to give a shout out to is he's 2nd on Boston in points, and that's player Canucks.
Oof, that guy was getting on my nerves in game 1 the other night. Yeah,
guy's
really good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we shut him down in game 2 though, didn't we?
Can I jump in here for a second too?
No.
If I want, I'm going to give one shout out because I think no one's actually mentioned this guy, but the Punisher. I know a lot of people are talking about Philly and how they've been struggling this season, but sitting there right there in fourth among goals is the Punisher for Philadelphia.
Yeah, I noticed that as well.
So
you bring up his goals. Right? You bring up his goals, and he literally just played goalie against us, and he stood on his fucking head. So yeah, no, definitely shout out Punisher. He played awesome.
It sounds like he's got some versatility too. So that's what we want in the league, right?
Guys who can play absolutely. That's a valuable person to have, especially in a league where there's no position locks.
Hey, Bert, how are we looking for plus minus? I noticed that Rattle finally brought in some more stats to this website.
Yeah, so we've got. I think he said he was still kind of working on it a little bit, but I'll bring up the plus minus here.
Yeah, he just messaged me before our show started here, and said that it's not completely finished, but he's got some stats in there, so it's looking pretty good. We got Try Me Yeah leading the way there.
Yeah, he's played 16 games. I mean,
sorry, did I say that out loud?
No, but I mean, when I look at points and goals and stuff, like I look at per game more than I do the actual. I mean, he deserves credit for having the points. I'm not going to take that away, but you definitely have more opportunity to get more points when you play, 90% of the games.
Up front, yeah. And you guys were talking about the L2 button. That guy needs to find that button. That's all I'm saying. I know he's got a lot of assists, but they're mostly rebounds.
But I mean, yeah, there's some big plus minuses there. Like say Boston player there leading the way was plus 66. I mean, the top 4 spots are all Boston players. Captain Jack
What can we
Swallows.
take from that? What can we take from Boston being up there in plus minus? Since plus minus is run off of how many goals you score versus how many goals are scored against you. So when you run up the score every single fucking game, your plus minus is going to be up there. This just falls back into what I was saying last week that me and Timmy there got into a little debate about.
You're winning.
That's just,
if your plus minus is good, you're winning, which is I think plus minus is one of the best indicators of how good a team is doing.
You talk about running up the score, though. Can I just say something here? I mean, Dallas played the Rangers the other day. What did they win? 9-0 twice. That's not running up the score. Oh, they're so classless, like the classless Bruins. Nobody calls Dallas out. Maybe because Outlaw is an star, and he doesn't want to call out his buddies. But they ran up the score. Nobody's talking shit about them.
I agree. Fuck Dallas.
First of all, like I said last week, it's a video game, okay? Nobody's getting butthurt. And when you lose 12-2 or whatever, Toronto's gotten shellacked a few times. And we don't care. Like, we know that, okay, that means we got work to do. You know what I mean? There's room for improvement. And then when you play that team again and you only get shellacked 6-5 or whatever, okay, cool, we're making progress, right? Like, that's why we keep score, boys, so we know who the better teams are.
Well,
right?
That series was a perfect example. Lost 10 whatever.
10-4 over and out, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was not on you, Parsi, man. Like, I mean, I was on the ice for that shit show. I definitely take some claim to that loss. Toronto was sleeping for the first 2 periods, to be honest, in that first game. But sorry, I'll let you finish, Parsi. I just wanted to.
Well, I mean, in their defense, though, game 1, they did a lot of dumping and chasing, and they did a lot of looking for the tip. Game 2, they didn't whoever they put in as replacements. They didn't really do that. There was no one sitting in front of me for that tip shot. There was only shot blue line. So you got to make it a little harder for me, boys.
Well, now here's what the dum-dums in Boston did. Who's the owner over there? What's his name? Timmy Hairview, or whatever his name is. That guy changes his hairstyle more often than Miley Cyrus between games. I'll tell you. But, I mean, he's a good guy. He hits like a beast. He puts the puck in the net. But what do? They switch positions. Toronto, we switch positions because we just got smoked 10-4. Obviously, we're going to make a change, right? I don't know what they were thinking. They put M-Dog up front, and they put Timmy back on D, and you just won 10-4. Why in the world would you change a thing? That's anyways. And they paid the price. And
they all players in that game. We didn't switch players. We just switched positions.
They didn't switch players either. They didn't switch any players. They had the same players. They just made one shift.
I don't want to bring it up.
Was it? I could be wrong there. Sorry if I am, but. Yeah, I know they switched.
Last time Edmonton played them, our first game was very close. It was like a 5-4 game, something like that. And they had Timmy, I believe it was either center or left wing. And that guy was a fucking menace, man. I couldn't stop him. He ran up the score. And then all of a sudden, yeah, like you said, they switched the lineup. They brought different guys in, and we fucking whooped them 6-1 or something. I didn't understand what the point of the switch was, but hey, man, you want to take your best player off, then, the guy that's giving me the hardest time, I'll take that, I guess.
Maybe that guy had to go, or maybe they want to give other people a shot up front, too. I get that. In that first game against Toronto, the 10-4 loss that Toronto took, it seemed like they took their foot off the gas a little bit. Like I said, they didn't want to get called out again, maybe. But then it also seemed like Toronto fought back, and we were like, man, we don't want to get smoked, so and we set the tone for game 2. And again, I don't know why they switched, but maybe they're trying to get some guys up front, give everybody a shot, right? And that's important in this league. I think you don't want a guy who plays forward all the time. Like, he's only playing wing. He doesn't play D. We want guys who can play D. You talked about what's his name from Philly. McShizzle called him out.
Punisher.
Punisher, yeah. Plays goalie, plays forward. I don't know if he plays D, but it's good to be versatile. We want that in this league, right? So,
and actually, now that we're talking about it, I went after Tim in the last podcast about how he only plays trying to and like his lineup and all this stuff. But here we are, we're talking about how he's changing the lineup. So, maybe they shut me up a little bit. Maybe it's like a mind trick that Boston's doing. Trying to get all the guys out there, throw a couple games, make it look like they're not as good as they really are. So we'll see come playoffs, I guess.
And they're trying to learn stuff, yeah. And then you try me, or squeak little bitch Scolari, or whatever his name is this week. He wasn't playing in the 2 games against Toronto. Like, I know he's a hero and he's the top of the stats and all that, but he's still a little bitch. And he's been running his mouth a little bit. Next time I see him on the ice, I'm going to close it for him. So, looking forward to playoffs. Looking forward to a repeat.
There you go. This is why I brought him to the show. Look at this.
Fancy pants. That's what I call him.
Fancy pants.
He's good at forechecking. He's good at a lot of things. He's a very good player, but it's like you got to pass the puck once in a while. And don't judge those assists by he's not passing that puck. People are banging in his rebounds. People are.
I know we have a guy like that, but we don't talk about that.
Who said that? Sorry. Who said?
Another thing there was some trades done this week. Anybody want to touch on that one?
Well, I can bring up my trades, but I don't know if people will like how I word them. So. You
can do it.
I don't know what trade he's talking about, but I mean, we as Team Edmonton, early, I think, first week of the season. We sorry there, I think I cut out.
Yeah, you're good now though. Oh, unless you cut out again.
I might just cut out.
You okay, Barry? Having a little stroke? What's going on?
His mic only goes to cut out.
There. Is that better?
Yeah, you're good, buddy.
All right. So I know at the beginning of the season there, Edmonton, they traded, I think it was Millsy. They traded out to Dallas for Legend, who has been killing it in net, actually all over the ice for them. And then they traded, who did we trade? Then we did all kinds of moves, had Millsy back for a second, and then traded him to Philly for Crazy. And then New Jersey made a couple moves and sending Osgood to Philly. And then we sent one of our wingers, Woo Woo, amazing, for Osgood.
Yeah, I think that we were just kind of pretty much loading up for the playoffs. Try to get some boys that we know on the team, and Millsy, I don't know. They're either gonna love me or hate me for these trades, but it is what it is. Found out from Dallas when we first traded this person that they were like 10 years old, some of that, like very young for the league. They claimed this person was a female. I'm like walking on eggshells here. I don't know how to address it.
Canceled. You're canceled. Careful.
Yeah. I'm not like I don't want to be assuming anything here. So I don't know. I'm trying to like walk the line here.
If you don't know, it's not. Listen, if you don't know, man, you can just say it, and you're doing it in a polite way. Nobody's gonna take your speech or what you're saying that way at all. Nobody listening. So just
you'll piss somebody off no matter what you do. So don't worry. Let's go. Just to
do you remember who I am in this league? Like fuck, I rig everything. Everybody's out to get me. You gotta watch what you say, man.
Well, I mean, we do have a female in the league that I do know of 100%.
Yeah, that's that Daenerys Senpai. Apparently she's very good too. So That's
Yeah,
been
she
a
had like
very good pickup for Fresh.
the one stat that I seen where she played goalie. I think she had like 37 or 39 shots with like a 930 save percentage.
Yeah, she's decent at D and goalie. Honestly, we played with her this week and ran games together. Yeah, very good. Good for the league play. And like you said, one of those people that plays important positions, goalie and defense that we need. So
Yeah. Those rare
That's
positions.
awesome. And then you can come into this league as well and like put up with all different types of people that are gonna say some pretty messed up things. So no props to her. I got nothing but mad respect for her.
Oh, before I even forget, now that I mentioned old amazing woo woo in the trade, I just want to say that give him a little credibility there for scoring his first goal with Philly against his former team. He seemed to fit right in with Philly there.
Yeah, Wulu, you only had about 97 and a half chances to score in Edmonton. But hey, I'm glad you finally did it in Philly, you know? No, Wulu, that's gonna be an awesome pickup for Philly. I'm really happy for them. I think Wulu's the type of guy to stick around too. Like he's not gonna be asking for trades. He seemed really chill, down to earth, so I'm glad that he got to go there. And I got stuck with a toxic Osgood that I've been looking for all season. So
He's been pretty quiet though, like in player chat, so that's good for most people.
yeah, he's saying that he's on vacation or something like that. So I don't know. We'll see. Supposed to be coming back soon. Yeah,
Because I know exactly how he gets.
yeah. But who's our player of the week this week?
Parsy.
Yeah, I gotta give it to Parsy. He pulled a big one out of his hat there.
Parsy with the one dub. I think it was
Yeah.
one dub. It's a big dub, though. I'll give you that for sure.
Yeah,
I'll give it to Parsy.
you better show some highlights on there. I don't know who takes care of the video editing for these podcasts here, but you better show some highlights to that. That guy stood on his head, and we won that game. And then you better show that in my sights goal. What a tip! What a beautiful goal! Clutch. That's the second time in my sights has come up with a clutch goal. Another one was in overtime. I think it was like 3 games ago. That guy is solid. Got to call him out too.
Are you only bringing this up because you're the one who took the shot for the tip, or what? You brought it up twice now.
Well, that one too, and then, yeah, the one where he scored in overtime, I probably threw the pass up to him too. I don't know, but I'm not saying whatever. I'm not tooting my own horn here. I'm trying to. I see what you're doing there, Howard Stern, but I'm not biting on that. No, I'm just giving him a shout out because he's solid and he scores clutch goals.
Make sure
Howard Stern, what a chirp!
So yeah, is it about time we start bringing in our guests here? Probably. We got J-Rod in here.
hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for having me, guys.
What's up,
Welcome
J-Rod?
aboard, buddy. Welcome aboard.
What's
We're trying to
up?
get Lyrad in here with you and talk about his 45-minute retirement, but I guess
We wouldn't even play a
the
game. We
alcohol
wouldn't even
and
play a
the
game
Newfa
again.
social land was too hard. So
I was surprised when you guys said he was going to come, considering he wouldn't play a game against us. We want to talk about that trade? No? We can talk about New Jersey trades if you like.
bring him up. Yeah, we can talk about anything, man. I'm
We
open for
made
anything.
3 pretty big trades, actually. We did the Osgood trade there that set up the trade that we were just talking about, where we got, I believe, the cheese. I believe that
No,
was
for
what we got.
Osgood, we got Poseidon.
Yeah. Oh, Poseidon. And then for Daenerys, what was the trade for that one, Fresh?
That was raging.
That was Raging. Okay, yeah. And then, yeah, one round we traded. I don't even know what happened with that.
Yeah, then you guys traded. Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, that's it for us over there.
Well, Jared, you got any call outs, shout out, or what am I trying to say? Call outs or shouts that you want to make in the league here?
Well, honestly, the only people I really want to chirp is just obviously Edmonton because of the players that are on Edmonton because I'm such good buddies with Slop. And that's the only team I really want to say that I can't wait to fucking see in the playoffs to beat. But yeah, as far as everybody else goes, no, you're going to get chirped when I see you.
You do your chirping on the ice like me.
I do my chirping on the ice. Yeah, I'll drop right in your chat, so don't fucking worry about that. And then, like, I don't want to make anybody else retire from the league, you know? I got an acid tongue that makes people quit. So I got to just chill out. Fresh told me just be quiet and be nice and just don't say nothing to nobody, and we don't need anybody leaving.
What a pussy.
Yeah. If somebody leaves, then let them leave.
Right, man.
Can't
I
take
know,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
It's literally called the penalty box, boys. Like, we're here to fucking chirp. Can't be worried about feelings here.
Listen, all of us have been called out on our game, right? Every fucking single one of us. What makes you get better? You play with guys that are like, you fucking suck right now. What
Ah!
you're doing is bullshit. You fucking suck. Stop doing that. You suck. You need guys that'll tell you that, and you gotta have the backbone to just like take it and be like, you know what? I do suck. I'm gonna change my build. I'm gonna play some ones eliminator like a fucking homeless person. Level up my shit and get a little better. I don't know.
You make a
That's
good point though, because so many people like you just want to tell somebody sometimes when they're doing the same thing over and over again, and you're like, and they're turning the puck over the blue line. They're like, hey, do something else, try something else, and then they get all butthurt and they're like, oh,
I would love it's just like if you gave a fuck about somebody and they kept touching electric fence, you'd be like, listen, you dumb cunt, stop touching the fucking fence. But if you
thank
didn't care
you.
about it, just let them keep doing it. So I actually cared enough to say, hey, buddy, you're turning the puck over 30 times a fucking game and putting us offside on a 3-on-0. Please stop hitting L2 at the blue line and nobody's there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all it took.
The league needs more of that. That's brilliant, man. Communication.
But I can tell you from experience in the parties, I don't think there's one person in this league that takes more abuse in their parties from their own teammates than Outlaw. That guy takes so much fucking heat.
Well,
Good.
We're on the same fucking team because of the way you guys talk to each other until Sock told me.
Oh, it's bad.
I thought you guys were on different teams because you guys are ruthless with each other. Ruthless.
Oh, it gets bad. Like, there's times like, win a fucking face off, whoever's playing center. But a lot of it just boils down to the blame goes Outlaw. That's pretty much where all the blame lands.
Yeah.
Well, you guys got a hell of a team, and it's like I said, everybody should be chasing you guys and that shit with the score and stuff. Just enjoy it. Enjoy having those powerhouse teams. So like that's with New Jersey. I'm sticking around for a couple of years here as long as Fresh is here, and we're gonna put it together a team to fucking try to dethrone you fuckers. That's the plan.
Like it.
I definitely look forward to it.
Plan.
Yeah, people like you said, people here that are going to stick around and stuff. I'm having fun in New Jersey.
Yeah.
We're building something. The league is good. Everything is great. Everybody should be so excited about how actually even it is between the midfield. Like it's the three teams tied for fourth. Is going into playoffs. This is fucking great.
Yeah, and try to explain that to a few people. A couple of people here are new to leagues, and they just didn't understand and want to balance the league. But there's always, you look at every league, even real life, there's your powerhouse teams, there's your middle teams, and then there's the bottom feeders. Doesn't matter how big the league is, that's just how it goes.
And that
It is
can
how
change from
life.
season to season too, right? Like
One trade, one anything. Yeah, people just
mm-hmm.
stick it out and just focus on just getting better as a group. Everybody just enjoy the last little bit of the season here, and there'll be another season coming. Everybody's probably going to
Yeah.
sign up for another year. This is going to be great. Let's all
There'll
just
be
enjoy.
probably a few extra teams added to the league next season as well, so
I
it's just
hope
probably
so.
going to grow.
I definitely hope so. Yeah,
I think myself, I've put in for a team next season, so if I do get that, then I won't be returning to Edmonton.
yeah. I saw the expansion. I was like, oh, I don't know. I definitely don't think I have what it takes to do it fresh does yet. Maybe a couple of seasons under him before I get it. But what I do want to do is I wanted to start doing some of the editing for our team and for the league. If you guys like, sounds like you need someone to make some like cool videos and shit, highlights and stuff like that. That stuff's kind of cool.
Yep, and that's more hands in on that kind of stuff never hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put together something and then send you guys something with it there.
But
I'm having a blast, guys. This has been so much fun for me. I'm so grateful for the league. So thank you for all you guys running it and doing all that shit that none of the guys like me see. But yeah, thanks, guys. This is the funnest league I've ever played in. Having a blast.
Right
want to see. Now I got Shiz. He was one person that I requested to be here this week, because this is our last podcast before playoffs will take place. So I just wanted to get.
Shiz is the commissioner. Sorry, Shiz is the commissioner. Okay.
Yep. So I wanted to just get some of his thoughts on how the season has ran, how things have went as a league wide, how things, his thoughts on how things have went, and any opinions that he may have.
Yeah, you know what? Well, thanks a lot, Barry, for introducing me. And J Rod, honestly, I love hearing feedback like that. You know, that this is a fun league to be in, and people want to be part of it, and people want to see it grow. And you know, I think that's one of my favorite parts about, one of the reasons I want to build this league. For season two, I think it's been nothing but positive, right? I mean, I think really in a lot of ways, I think one of our biggest struggles in season one was getting games. Delayed games, having to reschedule the game. It was a bit of a mess, and it created a lot of headaches for the management teams, a lot of headaches for the players. I think we've kind of wrangled that quite well now with the schedule we have. It seems like I know we've had a couple reschedules of late, but for the most part, people get there. Our teams are deep enough that we can ice teams, and it seems like you guys mentioned earlier, that everyone's getting a chance to play as well, which has been nice to see.
Is there any changes for season 3 that you would like to see, with things running? Anything different?
Well, I think one big thing that we've someone highlighted earlier, the discipline committee's been brought in, so we're going to tighten up some of the chats a little bit. Obviously, we want people to have fun. We want people to be able to chirp. We want those rivalries, But there is times, like Outlaw outlined earlier, that people go too far. So the committee will be able to hold people more accountable. We're going to obviously outline the rules to that too, so that'll be laid out too. What can and cannot be said. I mean, I know that in my initial rules, it was basically that don't be an asshole, if you will. I think that's probably a little vague. So these guys are going to identify a bit better, I think. I want to see the league grow. So I think for season three, like Bray mentioned, we're going to try and get a couple more teams. If NHL 24 coming on, who knows how big we're going to be, right? Like it's kind of a thing for us where we look at this league and go, it's grown to 130 people in the deadest time of the year. So what's it going to be like with the most active time of the year, right? We have no idea.
Exactly. And I think probably I wasn't here for season 1, but I could probably say from experience in other leagues that, being that time of year, beginning of summer kind of time, the availability of people kind of goes out the window. But with the new game coming out end of summer, I think the league probably could blow up a little bit with having games and extra people, especially with an expansion with a few extra teams added in.
Yeah. And I want to touch on the parity too, because I know that's been brought up a couple of times. I really liked how J Rod said that, how it kind of gives you the fuel to want to build this team properly. Like him and Eat Fresh are really going to try and continue to add on to what they've already built, make that a really competitive team in a couple of years. And I think you might have said it too, Bray, where teams just kind of start to flip, right? Like you'll see teams, you have someone who's on a good team who goes, maybe I'll run a team this year. They leave, and so a good team's lost one good player, and then maybe the next year that happens again, right? And suddenly you have a good team who's starting to dismantle a little bit, where you have other teams who are starting to grow.
Yeah.
And it's just going to keep doing that over and over again. I like to see, one piece that all of a sudden you blow up, and next thing you know, your team's on top, and you feel unstoppable,
Yeah,
right?
no, exactly. And I mean, from my experience, like the first league I ever played in was, I'm gonna say it's close to 10 years easily. And actually, Outlaw was the owner of the Facebook team that I played on for my first time way back in the day, and we've owned a couple teams in a couple other smaller leagues together and stuff. But yeah, he showed me the ropes. I've learned quite a bit from him, so he's a good mentor to bring in on that aspect. So he's a good leader, good voice, and good show for the league as well.
I mean, I would say like the admin team themselves, and we have almost six of us now, and I mean, I can't say enough about what these guys do on a daily basis, right? I mean, every one of them pulls their weight, and I honestly, the league wouldn't be here without them, right? I mean, I may be at the top, I may be, but I'm taking advice from five other guys or six other guys on a daily basis, right? Who are pointing me in the right direction and helping us to make this thing better and bigger, and you name it.
You guys are killing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's awesome, and stuff is always changing and getting better, like with the stats and everything. It's awesome, and coming into the league like this being my first season, everything was so easy. Like I don't know if every other GM is like fresh, but just coming into the league and getting situated. If you don't know how to work Discord, it can be a lot. So myself, I never used Discord before, so coming in, it was great, man. You guys are doing a fantastic job.
Discord
Yeah.
sucks. Sorry.
That's right.
Hate it. Hate it.
No.
But it's all we got.
No. No, we
Hey,
all
Rory,
get
if you
that, right?
wanna,
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Rory, if you
Yeah,
wanna keep talking up my ego there, buddy, I'm just gonna keep letting you.
you guys were talking about the chirping too. I think it's just like honestly, like just like being classy, and that doesn't mean you can't chirp, but there's just like some shit you don't talk about.
Well, I'll speak to this too, right? Like I told everyone I don't really vet the players' chat. I mean, I don't know what the discipline committee wants to do with that. If they want to vet it or let it kind of run free a bit more, but the one thing I would say with that is like yeah, if you're going at someone for a day, two, three, like it's gone on far enough, right? Like
Yeah, and like
you
this
can
stuff,
clearly see it where yeah,
um,
sometimes someone's gone after one person and they're still going after them, right?
yeah,
Every
it's
other
just
day.
it's too much. And like, guys, this stuff is real. I'm not going to mention any names or anything like that out of respect for the family, but somebody I know who has a young child who had an illness, they actually passed away today after years of
Mm,
fighting. And it's
Oh,
very sad. Yeah. Yeah, it's very sad.
yeah.
It's a game, guys, everybody. Like it's a game. So
at the end
Well,
of the
let's
at,
just have fun, keep it classy, you know.
yeah,
I think the one thing too that everyone
Um,
should remind themselves of too is the reason we play in a league is to get away from that, right? I mean, if you
yes.
go online and you want to just matchmake against anyone, and then I'm sure you guys have all got this when you play Hut or you play Chell or whatever you're playing, and you get messages that are whatever racist to this to
yeah.
sexist to
Yeah.
that, right? And that's why we play in a league so we can avoid these people, right? Like we don't want those are the people we don't want in the league. Again,
yeah.
I'm all
A
for
league,
chirping, I'm all for fun, but yeah, there's a point,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
A
and
league
We
is a
like
league
the
is an
lead
escape
row.
for some people, right? Like it's an escape from the real life to de-stress and just at the end of the day, you come home and you just relax, have fun. That's what a league is supposed to be about. It's not supposed to be about attack other people and make people feel bad. It's just a way to escape everything and just
Well,
fun,
yeah.
relax.
Well,
I
the
love
Yeah,
that
reason, I
point
mean,
too, right?
the whole reason McTwizzler, or sorry, McShizzle, started this league was because we had this, like, we were, there's a hut mode called Rivals, right? I don't know if you guys have ever played this, but you've never played the same guy more than once, or maybe you did, but you wouldn't even know, right? That's not Rivals. So that's why McShizzle put this together and said, you know, let's get some real rivalries going, and I think, anyways, I think you done a great job, McShizzle. I'm sorry for calling me McTwizzler. I'm looking at a bag of licorice right now, and I'm about to destroy it. It's fine.
and before he gets out of this call, he'll be out of the Discord.
Well, and the one call I'll make for everybody right on this call. I don't know if you guys have mentioned it before, but we're looking at going. So as we talk about the league, we're looking to go for teams being much more mixed, right? PS5 and Xbox.
Yeah.
So with that said, right now, like you might be going at someone and taking their picture off Discord and making fun of them and chirping them hard, and then tomorrow you might be on their team.
Yeah,
And you're in a chat with this guy, and you're going, "Oh shit, right? What am I doing? Oh God, like
yeah.
I gotta,
It's
right? Like
I
this
probably
is
possible.
should have
a,
been classy. I
yeah,
should
I
have been
should have been
classy.
nice, right? Yeah,
Fun.
this is a league of buddies, right? We're all here to become buddies. Like let's all be buddies, right?
But we
Fine,
do
whatever,
enjoy the
200,
trash talk.
300,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
I mean,
Got
trash
to keep
talk
it.
is natural, right? It's cool.
Absolutely. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Okay, shiz, shiz,
But
shiz,
what
shiz.
I got one question. Sorry, when you talking about crossplay, I just have one question for everybody. Uh, are we gonna be able to talk? Like, let's say I'm an Xbox guy, right? And I'm on a team with PlayStation guys. Let's say I get traded next year. Am I gonna be able to talk to them in
Yeah.
party chat?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, probably
Not
not.
not
Probably in chat.
not
Yeah.
party chat, but yeah, but
Yeah.
what's it called? Chat. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
team
you do
chat.
team
Or-
chat, but it's okay because you're in a private game anyway. So then, what's the
yeah,
problem? You don't need a. Okay,
exactly.
all right,
Yeah.
good
Good
to
game
know.
chat.
Yeah,
Right
you might
on.
have to use game chat.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's yeah,
Yeah.
okay, it works. Thank
I
you.
got a question for you, shiz, regarding our season 3 expansion. We're currently
Yep.
looking for owners in the league. What are you ideally looking for in like your next expansion owners?
Kind of person you mean, or are you talking about people in general?
Yeah, just like the people in general, because we're having a whole bunch of people that are wanting to become owners. But like, are you looking for specific like criteria to make a good owner, or what?
Well, I mean, one thing I think I've said is I like someone who's kind of been in a role of responsibility. So if you're looking at ownership, my primary candidates are people who are in a GM role, AGM role, captains. Those are the first and foremost. I think that we're going to give precedence to. Um, and then yeah, after that, I'm the one thing I want to remind everybody of is I can see in all your team discords. And that's not to be rude or threaten or anything, but I can see how people act. So like how do you interact with your own team? How do you interact in the players chat? How do you interact in the management chat? Right? How are you interacting with other people? And are you helping to lead your team? Are you helping and supporting your GM? Are you helping and supporting your managers? Or are you more of a distraction? Right? What are you creating? What are you causing? Right? And I think that's where I look at it because again, I'm always looking. We also look at like the off-season tournament, like a really good example. I'll use as a call out is I found the Detroit GM was someone that stepped up in the off-season tournament last year and kind of ran the Xbox team. Without me asking him or anything, he just kind of ran the Xbox team, and I went, "Hey, that's the manager right there, right? That's a snake for anybody who doesn't know." But that's kind of how that happened. So
In Toronto, we had the same thing kind of happen. We had like one guy who's not in the league anymore because he was more of a distraction, like you say. He was just, and it's scheduling games without actually confirming with his own team. And then, little Dicky stepped up in Toronto, and he's been, like I said, doing a good job. He's scheduling the games. He's getting the team together. When he's not there, he's like making sure that either the Valley or myself are like getting the troops together. That's the kind of guy you want to run a team. Like he should be the owner, to be honest with you, actually, of the Toronto Maple Leafs. But
I think you're getting
yeah,
fired
that's
soon.
the kind of
Just
guy
so you
you
know
want.
that comment.
Sorry,
You're getting fired soon with that kind of comment.
what little Dicky?
Yeah, with Cage will come after you after that one.
Oh, the Valley. Oh yeah, the owner, whatever. He doesn't know what's going on. He just lets Dicky run the whole show.
Up to trading block now.
So, any additional
Go have
comments
go.
or
And,
any
and
more
question,
additional?
I think Bray, you had a question too, didn't you? Or is there something you had, or is that did Outlaw ask your question?
No, I think I'm pretty good on that. I just really wanted to get you in here, get your input on how the season has ran so far before we jump into playoffs.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I think that now I think a lot of people think this is Edmonton's to win or maybe Dallas's to win. I mean, the one thing I would say that I've seen from almost every team out here is that at any given night, anyone could beat anybody, especially when you have to ice a
Yeah.
team and you don't know who's available. And so, one team might not have their best lineup that night. You just never know. I mean,
Playoffs in the regular season.
well, yeah, and like
Right?
Philly surprised last year, and then Toronto surprised last year in the playoffs, and I'm just like, don't count out anybody. You never know.
No, exactly.
Yeah, and then Dallas won with because I wasn't playing.
Holy fuck, yeah.
Mhm.
I like the confidence though. Like, God, yeah.
Well, I don't know about you boys, but I'm probably ready to wrap this thing up.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go play some golf.
All right. Well, thanks for having me, guys. Really appreciate it. Keep it going, and thank you guys for everything you're doing. And go Devils, go! You guys are all getting pumped.
I love
Fuck the
that.
Devils.
Thanks a lot for having me,
Who said they're
guys. Really
playing golf?
appreciate it.
So you
And
playing golf in
look forward to those
2019?
playoffs and next season, obviously. Hopefully, it just keeps getting bigger and better for everybody.
Yeah, I definitely want to say thanks for coming on, boys. Especially
Thanks for
Shiz.
having us.
Thanks for having us, giving some insight into the league, and Jayrod for coming on. And I'm looking forward to how the playoffs go and keep expanding the league, keep expanding the show. And I guess we'll talk to you boys later, eh?
All right, everybody. Have
All
a
right.
good one. Thanks for coming on.
Good night, boys.
Sure.
Boys.
Right.